This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbin. It's Wednesday, November 3. In Squiz Kids Today, saving the forests in Glasgow, Dubai's giant humans, a very elegant Melbourne Cup, and Roblox goes down. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Australia has joined more than 100 countries from all around the world in an important agreement to stop forests from being cut down as the Climate Change Summit in Glasgow kicks off. The agreement between countries who, between them, have 85% of the world's forests means that a global effort will now be made to stop what's called deforestation within the next 9 years. Deforestation is the process of cutting down trees and clearing forests. And it's often done to create land for livestock, like cattle to graze, or for certain crops to be planted. Cutting down trees is a problem because trees are like great big carbon dioxide vacuums, meaning they absorb one of the gases that contributes to global warming. Oh, and they also produce oxygen, which we need to, breathe and stuff. Sometimes referred to as the lungs of the earth, forests play a really important role in absorbing greenhouse gases, which is why it's not only important to protect the trees that we have, but also to plant lots of new ones. The agreement between countries at the COP26 Climate Summit made yesterday is a great first step for the big meeting, which is going to take place for the next 10 days in Glasgow, in the country of Scotland. If you're one of the many teachers who has signed up for Squiz Kids for Schools, our new daily suite of classroom resources, you'll receive a special Squiz Kids shortcut to climate change at the end of this week. If you haven't yet signed up, our Squiz Kids for Schools offering is free to trial for the remainder of Term 4. Sign up at squizkids.com.au.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Dubai, the city in the desert, in a country called the United Arab Emirates, where the clever people behind the Lord of the Rings movies have been hard at work creating a trio of 16-metre-tall, spookily lifelike, giant human statues for the World Expo that's being held there. As part of an exhibition celebrating the evolution of mobility throughout human history, the folk who created the creatures in the Lord of the Rings movies have made 3 enormous statues of the Arab world's most important explorers, Al-Bakri, Ibn Battuta, and Ibn Majid. They have what looks like real human skin, real beards on their enormous faces, and eyes that look like real human eyes. The giant statues are so big they required 1.5 kilometres of fabric to dress them, and some 20,000 tiny holes had to be drilled into their faces to poke in the fake hair for their beards. Wow! I've stuck a link to photos and video of the statues in today's episode notes so you can marvel at them yourself.
Pop Culture Corner.
It's alright everybody, relax. After an unexpected server crash on the weekend, the world's most popular online game, Roblox, has resumed normal service. More than 43 million people play Roblox around the world every day, and that means there are a whole lot of people being forced to find other forms of entertainment over the weekend after the server crash, with many of them even having to resort to going outside and kicking a ball. The computer engineers at Roblox have worked frantically to get the platform working again, according to the company, and yesterday things were starting to return to normal in the virtual Roblox world, with users gradually being let back in. And breathe.
Sport time.
It was a Melbourne Cup victory of firsts yesterday as the horse called Very Elegant crossed the finish line at the head of the pack. It was the first time the jockey and trainer had won the famous race, the first time a horse that started in barrier number 18 had won in the 160-year history of the race, and the first Cup victory for the 6-year-old mare from New Zealand. What's a mare? It's the name given to a female horse. The horse that was the favourite in the race, the Queensland-born and bred Incentivize, put in a brave effort to come second, and a special shout-out to the horse called Billy Ocean, who came in last, because sometimes just taking part is an achievement. Every Wednesday, our dogged reporter, Squizzy the Newshound, sniffs out a fishy story on the internet and gives us tips on how we should always stop, think, and check to see if what we find on the internet is true. Today, Squizzy has found a real stinker. There's a video doing the rounds online about how the oil from a cypress tree can make people smarter. The video and the website selling the cypress oil have pictures and rave reviews from people who supposedly became astronauts or got into top universities or were cured of diseases after taking the oil. Problem is, it's all fake. Squizzy did something really simple to check. He did a Google reverse image search. That's where you take the picture from a website and drag it into the Google image search box. He discovered that way that the photos of those supposedly happy customers are actually what are called stock photos. Those are images sold by photographers to be used by anyone for anything. The pictures had also been used in ads for cars, nursing homes, and a law office. As Squizzy says, if you come across something online that smells fishy, remember to stop, think, and check.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What was the name of the horse that won the Melbourne Cup yesterday? That's right, it was Very Elegant. Question number 2. Which city in the United Arab Emirates is hosting the World Expo? You got it, it's Dubai. Question number 3. Which massively popular online game crashed over the weekend? Yeah, it was Roblox.
Shout-outs.
It's November 3, birthday of Aussie cricket superstar Elise Perry and Indigenous poet Udru Noonuckle. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Bonnie from Kempsey, Amelia from Emu Plains, Louis from Rosebery, Oscar from the Gold Coast, Ezra from Eastwood, and William, who's listening all the way over there in Hong Kong. And a belated birthday shout-out goes to Jamie from Nelson Park. Classroom shout-outs today go to Class 5B and Ms. Byatt at North Ryde Public School. Year 3 and Mrs. Deem at Our Lady Queen of Peace Catholic School in Greystanes. To Year 4 Smith and Ms. Singleton at Roselle Public School. Class 2 3F and Mrs. Frost at Burnside Public School, North Parramatta. To Year 3 and Mr. Cars at Santa Sabina College in Strathfield. And to Classes 3 4W and 4-5L at Balgownie Public School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout-out, or if you're after a classroom shout-out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.